Everyone tells you to stop buying coffee if you want to be rich. But let's be honest, skipping a latte isn't going to make you a millionaire overnight. The problem isn't that you're spending $100 a month. The problem is where that $100 goes after it leaves your wallet. Most of us treat money like a battery. We charge it up on payday and drain it by the end of the month. But what if your money acted like a seed instead? What if that single $100 bill wasn't just an expense, but an employee that never sleeps, never takes a sick day, and works 24/7 to earn you more money? Here is where 90% of people fail. They think investing is about hitting a home run. They want the 1000% return in a week. They chase the hype, buy at the top, and panic when the line goes down. But true wealth is boring. It's quiet. It's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market. While the gamblers are stressed out checking their phones every 5 minutes, the real winners are the ones who set up a system and walked away. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Not because it's complicated, but because it's incredibly powerful when you understand how it works. At its core, compound interest is simple. When you invest $100, you earn interest on that money. Then, the next year, you earn interest not only on your original $100, but also on the interest you already earned. This creates a snowball effect, interest on interest, and over time, that snowball can grow into something massive. But here's the part most people don't talk about. In the beginning, compound growth feels slow, painfully slow. You invest your money, you wait, and nothing seems to happen. The numbers barely move. Your balance increases by a few dollars, maybe even just cents. Feels boring. Feels pointless. This early stage is known as the valley of disappointment. This is where most people quit. They say investing doesn't work. They pull their money out. They stop contributing. They choose short-term comfort over long-term growth. And by doing that, they miss the most important part of the journey. Because compound interest doesn't grow in a straight line. It grows exponentially. First, the curve is almost flat. Progress is invisible. But if you stay consistent, if you keep investing, keep saving, and keep giving time to do its job, the curve eventually starts to bend. And then something incredible happens. The growth becomes noticeable. The numbers start moving faster. Years of patience suddenly turn into visible results. This is the moment when compound interest reveals its true power. The same investment that barely grew in the first few years now starts adding more money in a single year than you invested yourself. Your money begins working harder than you do. This is where the curve turns vertical, and this is where wealth is built. Time is the secret ingredient. The earlier you start, the less effort you need. Someone who invests a small amount consistently over 30 or 40 years can outperform someone who invests a large amount for just 10 years. That's not luck, that's math. But compound interest doesn't just apply to money. It applies to habits. It applies to skills. It applies to discipline. Small actions repeated daily, saving a little, learning a bit, improving slightly, compound over time. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in 10 or 20 years because they're focused on instant results. The truth is, success doesn't come from dramatic moves. It comes from boring consistency. The valley of disappointment is uncomfortable. It tests your patience. It makes you question your decisions. But if you can push through that phase, if you can stay committed when progress is invisible, you give yourself access to exponential growth. Compound interest rewards those who wait. So the real lesson isn't just about investing money. It's about trusting the process, playing the long game, and understanding that the most powerful growth happens quietly over time. Those who quit early never see it. Those who stay disciplined experience what Einstein called a wonder. Let's look at the numbers. If you stuff $100 under your mattress every month for 30 years, you'll have $36,000. Not bad, but inflation will have eaten half its value. Now, take that same $100 and invest it in a standard S&P 500 index fund with an average 10% return. After 30 years, you don't have $36,000. You have over $226,000. You put in the same amount of cash, but the money machine generated an extra $190,000 out of thin air. That is the cost of waiting. So how do you actually do this? You don't need a degree in finance. You need automation. You need to pay your future self first. Set up an automatic transfer of $100 the day you get paid into a low-cost index fund or ETF. Make it invisible. If you have to manually decide to invest every month, you won't do it. You'll find a reason to spend it. But if it's automatic, you'll learn to live without it while your wealth grows in the background. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time is today. Your $100 is waiting for a job. Will you spend it on something you'll forget in a week, or will you use it to buy your freedom? The choice is yours. If you want to know exactly which funds I recommend for beginners to get started safely, check out this video right here. Don't just watch start. There is a terrifying reality that most savers ignore. Sticking your money in a bank account is actually a guarantee that you will lose wealth. It's called inflation. That $100 you have today buys less than it did 5 years ago, and it will buy even less 5 years from now. If your money isn't growing at least 3% a year, you are technically becoming poorer every single day. Investing isn't risky, holding cash is risky. Investing is the only shield you have to protect the hours of life you traded for that money. Now, I know what you're thinking. What if the market crashes? What if I lose my $100? This is where the rich think differently than the poor. When the price of steaks drops by 50% at the grocery store, do you panic and run away? No. You load up the cart because steaks are on sale. The stock market is the only place where people run out of the store when the prices get cheap. When you are investing long-term, a market crash isn't a disaster, it's a discount. Your $100 buys more shares, which accelerates your growth when the market inevitably recovers. Here is the secret sauce that supercharges the process. It's called the 1% accelerator. Start with your $100 a month. But next year, when you get a tiny raise or pay off a small debt, increase your automatic transfer by just 1% or $10. You won't feel the difference in your lifestyle, but the math goes crazy. Increasing your contributions slightly every year can shave decades off the time it takes to reach financial freedom. You aren't just relying on the market anymore, you are fueling the fire yourself. At the end of the day, this isn't about having a pile of paper with dead presidents on it. It's about options. That compounded $100 isn't just money, it's bought time. It's the ability to quit a toxic job to help a family member in need, or to retire 5 years early. The $100 you spend on dinner tonight is gone forever. The $100 you invest tonight is an employee working for your freedom. You have the map. You know the math. The only variable left is you. There is one major trap that kills this entire plan, and it has nothing to do with the stock market. It's called life. Your car breaks down, you lose a job, or you have a medical emergency. If you don't have a safety net, you will be forced to raid your investment account. You'll sell your shares at the wrong time, interrupt the compounding, and pay taxes on the withdrawal. Before you go aggressive with your $100 investment, ensure you have a small, emergency shield. 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. This shield protects your wealth so your investments never have to be touched. It's not just about what you make, it's about what you keep. If you invest in a standard brokerage account, the tax man takes a bite every time you get a dividend or sell a share. That drags down your growth. This is why you need to utilize tax-advantaged accounts, like a Roth IRA in the US or an ISA in the UK. These are special baskets designed by the government to encourage saving. By using these accounts, that same $100 grows tax-free. Over 30 years, the difference between a taxable account and a tax-free account can be tens of thousands of dollars. Don't tip the government unnecessarily. As you get older, you will likely earn more money. This is the danger zone. Most people fall victim to lifestyle creep. You get a raise, so you buy a nicer car. You get a bonus, so you upgrade your apartment. Your income goes up, but your wealth stays flat because your spending matches your earning. The secret to accelerating your freedom isn't just earning more, it's keeping your expenses low while your income grows. If you can double your income but keep living like you do today, you won't retire in 30 years. You'll retire in 10.